So today what we are going to do, today we are going to see about system landscape. System landscape. Yesterday we have completed architecture. So it is getting repeated in the material again. So we are not going to see architecture again. We are going to see about landscape, system landscape of SAP. So what is landscape? In general, it is arrangement of server. Arrangement of servers is called as system landscape. So in SAP, we will have three landscape environment. SAP environment will have three landscape. That is development server, production server, and quality assurance server. So yesterday we have discussed about that architecture, right? Layers, presentation,
Yes. Yes.
application, and database. In that database and application will mainly integrated in this development server. Presentation system, we can able to place that presentation system in any location, and it need to be get connected through internet to this database from different countries and from different branches likewise. So production server, for example, now you are in company, you are seeing the SAP screen right on your system,
Yes.
and you are posting entries, generating reports, right?
Yes.
That is production activity actually. For example, generally you will work on easy access screen, correct?
Yes. Easy access.
On easy access, whatever the activities that we are doing on easy access, it is production. Can you able to do any customizing and configuration in easy access?
No, I don't have access.
You don't have that access.
No, I don't have that access.
Yes. So that configuration and customizing, the changes, settings, whatever the things that we have to reconfigure or we have to customize, we have to do it in development. From development, workflow will happen from development to production, quality, and then to production. Always workflow will not go from production to quality, quality to development, not in backward direction. Always the data flow and workflow will starts in development, then quality, and then production in this order, not in backward order. So what is the main purpose of the development? For example, we are using Microsoft Windows, correct?
Yes.
That Windows operating system used to integrate your hardware and software, correct?
Yes.
That kind of work will happen on development. Development server will get connected to the database, networking, server system, internet, all those things will be get configured from development, and the development will work as a intermediator between your production system and your hardware. So for example, if you are searching a company code, that will be processed in development from your database. It will search for you on behalf of you the development server. In the development server system, if it is configured properly, it will be get searched in database, and it will be processed, and it will be displayed in production system as output. So development, simple example what we can say for development is, it is like settings in mobile and laptop. For example, this is my desktop screen, right?
Yes.
This screen is like production system. If I need to open this PC, I can open from here, it will open. If I need to, for example, if I need to open Adobe Reader, it will open. But these are all configured and integrated with Windows operating system, right?
Yes.
In backend, it is already installed. These applications are installed. This file explorer, this file Windows Explorer is configured. When I open this, these things need to be happen. Likewise, it will be get configured. If I need to do any changes, for example, if I need to change this wallpaper, actually, for example, I need to right click, go to personalize setting, and I can change the background, and I can change the wallpaper like this. Like
Yes.
this. I'll change like this, and I'll just, now a new wallpaper has been set. Now you can see this wallpaper is too big. It is not showing the
Uh-huh.
exact content. It is too big. The picture size is stretched fully. So again, I need to go to settings, and I need to customize that. So the customize I need to do, instead of fill, I need to make it as fit, and I can close. Now it will be get fitted in my screen. So that this in production screen, I can able to see the output. For example, I'm just opening this PC, and I'm going to D drive, and I'm going to some folders, for example movies, and I need to copy this movie from here, and to D drive means these things is a kind of customizing. I don't need this movie in this folder. I need to move it to my E drive. These are all called customizing. I need to change the environment, or I need to change something new. Those things are settings. I don't need this color, and I don't need some of the applications here. So I'll go to control panel, and I can uninstall. So this kind of customizing and configurations will happen on development screen. The entire SAP is implemented in development, and it is controlled by some support consultants. Based on the support consultants help, production will work. If you are having, for example, if you are having any issue in your company, you will raise a ticket, right? You can raise a ticket to support person, I'm not able to access the screen, or it is throwing some error. Likewise, if you raise, they will work on the system and they will give you a reply, it is rectified, then you can able to work. Still, if you are having any issue, you can just again raise a ticket, still it is not working, so that you can escalate that issue, correct?
Yes.
So that kind of activities will happen on development. What is the role of quality? Actually, the role of quality here is it will check the data which is getting transported and processed in development to production is correct or not. For example, if you are trying to search some company code, but that company code is not in the database, or you are selecting a company code, for example, for Poland HB, but you have done some small changes in currency. Instead of using what is the currency you will use?
It's
Polish.
Polish zloty. Polish zloty.
Instead of that, you can, for example, your company's global company USD currency. If you are if you
Yes.
by mistakenly select that, means the system will throw error, right? Currency is inconsistent currency, or it will show you a warning message, currency is changed. That kind of quality check will be happen with the help of quality assurance server. Or if you are selecting some invalid files, if you are, for example, if you are having some third party tool and you are pulling some set of 1000 or 2000 invoices, if you are selecting a wrong file, the system will show invalid file format, right? So
Yes.
this kind of activities will be get controlled by quality assurance server. So apart from these three server, this entire these three setups, entire this three setup is happen in each and every client location. In client office, you will have this setup, but you will have one more server which is called sandbox server. What is this sandbox server is, when we are starting an implementation project, at the initial stage in sandbox server, we will customize and configure that SAP application according to the client. We cannot able to give that application which we used for previous client or some other standard method, right? If each and every client will have a set of requirement, they don't use the standard. If they need to use the standard structure, means they won't come for SAP, right? If they are flexible with the features available in the system, available in the software, they won't come for SAP. They need customization, they need new configurations and customizing according to their business requirement. They are not willing to customize them, they are interested to customize the application according to the requirement. That's why they are doing implementation on SAP, that this kind of huge applications. Why? Because they are doing business around the globe, they will have different requirements, different thoughts. So that kind of requirement and configuration which the client asked will be performed in sandbox, and testing, fine tuning, all those things will happen in sandbox. For example, before launching any operating system or anything, so they will give development preview, correct?
Yes.
Then beta update 1, beta update 2. So this procedure will happen some 1 month or 2 months or 3 months according to the software, and then only we will get the final standard version. Even if a company is trying to launch a car, immediately they won't launch. In auto expo or in any public, they will launch the concept and they will showcase that car. We are going to manufacture a car like this with these features. First they will showcase based on the response from customers, based on the customers thought, they will plan whether we can go for production or we can drop in this stage, and they can look for another model what the clients need. Actually, for example, in big markets like India, US, China, most of the customers are interested on SUV. If you launch a van kind of vehicle, or if you launch a sedan kind of vehicles, there is no interest on customer, right? They need to understand the market actually, and then only they will plan for the product. So after that, clients and customers feedback, they will generate a concept. Based on that concept, they will go for pre-production activities. In that pre-production activity, they will manufacture one or two or three cars, and they will check aerodynamic, all those things, and they will make changes to the panels, small design changes. After that, inside the company, if they get approval, within the company, if they get approval, okay, proceed with this model, uh, use this concept to production. Likewise, if they get approval from the management, then they will manufacture some 10 or 15 cars, and they will test that cars in different terrains and different conditions, climatic conditions, different terrains, and they will install lot of sensors, cameras, recording devices and computers, all those things, and they will drive more kilometers, more miles, and they will check the computers how the engine is performing, how the gearbox is performing, all those things. Based on that feedback, they will fine tune that car. Why? Because we cannot hand over it directly to the consumers, right? With fault. If there is any minor manufacturing defect, it is very dangerous if our customer is getting affected. Then it will reduce the brand value, correct? So they will do these kind of testings. And once management is satisfied and they will get approval from the government, they will decide the name, all those things. And once they get the approval from the government, then they will launch that product to the customers and they will take bookings. Likewise, the sandbox server is like concept testing place where that application will be tested in different configurations and customizing to bring the client's requirement. And finally, once it is arrived, they will transport that entire configuration and customizing to the development server. In development server, n number of employees from different modules will sit and they will create the requirements according to the client and transport those data will be get transported to the production. In between, quality will check the data transport whether it is working fine, whether configuration is correct, it is relevant, all those things will be get tested when it is transported from development to and final stage. Okay, up to this clear, sir, about landscape.
Oh, it's clear. It's clear.
So next topic that we are going to see today is methodology phases. In SAP, we are using a methodology to do implementation, which is called ASAP methodology. ASAP, ASAP methodology. What this ASAP AS stands for? Accelerated SAP. That is called ASAP. What is the benefit of using this methodology? This methodology is developed and updated by the consultants and project managers while they are doing SAP implementation based on their experience and based on their requirement and based on the feedback from different locations. With their experience while doing implementation, they will face lot of issues and they will face lot of success. Based on that, mixedly they have developed a application, developed a procedure, and they shared with SAP. So SAP has evolved this procedure from different locations and they designed a method to do implementation. While we are following this methodology to do implementation, this methodology will guarantee success within the budget. We can able to complete the project on time with available resources, and we can able to have connect with the process flow so that we can able to identify what is happening in each and every procedure and what has been done and what yet to be done, and whether we are going in a proper way or any changes happen, all will be get monitored with the help of this methodology when we are doing implementation. This methodology is very optimized. Keep on getting experience from the consultants. It is optimized and this procedure is globally used for implementing SAP. This methodology is used for SAP implementation by all the companies. This methodology will have 5 phases, that is 5 steps, which is called as phases of ASAP methodology. In these phases, the first procedure will start from project preparation. Project preparation, it is a kind of group discussion between the client and company. The client will have different companies and they will do discussion and they will compare all the companies quotation, time, cost, all will be get considered, and we have to sit once they have finalized some company, we have to sit in different levels for different meetings: project manager, general manager, finance team, sales team, purchase team, finance, sales manager, team leader, likewise different levels, board of members. So we have to discuss with all and we have to understand the requirement of the client and we have to deliver what we can able to do without any false commitment and getting the data from the customer, from the client properly, and we have to make it the project to the next level. Once the client is satisfied with all our answers, with our quotation, cost, time, all those things, once the client has approved our company to start the implementation, the next procedure is started with blueprint, business blueprint. What will happen in business blueprint means this business blueprint is a overview and it is a set of documents which is prepared by the company based on the client's requirement. What are all the things that we have discussed and what are all the things that we have accepted mutually, cost, time, what are all the things that we are going to do on SAP, infrastructure development, networking development, all will be get documentized in blueprint, and also how many teams that we are going to work, under which team what work will be happen, that step by step procedures will be also get updated in business blueprint. This will be get submitted to the client and we also have one copy. Once it is acknowledged by the client, we will explain the client that we are going to do these things according to the project preparation we discussed, and we have to make the client understand and we have to sign that project. Once blueprint is done, next realization will start. In realization, sandbox server, development server work, all will be get started. Top level consultants will sit on sandbox. Based on the blueprint, they will customize and configure that application according to the client, and they will transport that customizing and configuration to development. In development, all the teams, finance, sales, purchase, HR, production, technical, plant, all the teams will sit and they will start migrating data, creating data according to the client's requirement, and they will make that application ready. Once some 95% of work is done, final preparation will start. In final preparation, what will happen? Last minute updates will happen in final preparation. That is, we will show demo to the client and we will give some training to the client employees, and we will explain how to handle this application for technical persons in the client, and based on their feedback we will ask some employees to work and we will get the feedback. We ask them to post some dummy entries, generate reports, all those things. Based on that feedback we will fine tune and we will migrate some previous year data and match the opening balance and closing balance, and we will test hardware integration, software integration, all hardware and software integration, whether the performance is good when multiple employees working at a time, how the system is getting performed, all will be get tested in final preparation. Once client is satisfied and based on the feedback of the client, all the configurations, once all the configurations is done, then the last step will go to go live. Go live is the procedure which implementation will be done successfully and the project will be handed to the client. From thereafter, client will took charge and he will start working in that new application, and client is responsible for all the things hereafter. We will complete the project and we will acknowledge and we will hand over all the data or any files, whatever it is we have taken from client location. We will hand over those things to the client and we will leave. If client is asking to do support also for some period of time, then after implementation from here onwards, support project will start. We will deploy some of our employees in client location and we will ask them to work for some period of time to support the client, or some clients will not interested for support, they will form one team, they will hire some experienced employees and they will form a team and they will do. So likewise the implementation will travel. Okay,
Okay.
so far it is fine, right?
Yes, yes.
Have you heard about these things before or this is new to you?
Yes. I've heard like the go live MTP. Yeah, I know, I know.
Okay, so this is the basic theory for SAP. How implementation is happen, what the things is have followed in SAP for implementation, how the server arrangement is there, all those things. Next thing what we have to see, we have to start some basics on basic theory related to HANA. So I'll show you some PPT. When we are seeing about S4 HANA, S4 HANA is called as fourth business suite of, it is the fourth business suite of SAP. Previous versions of SAP, that R1, R2, R3, all these things, they won't consider R1 as a first business suite. Why? Because R1 is not a fulfilled application. R1 is developed in the initial stage in the startup of that SAP, and they developed that application according to the client. If some client is asking for payroll and accounting, they will develop application. If some other client is asking for payroll and sales, they will do. Accounting and sales, they will do. Likewise, it is not a fulfilled application. For example, some 15, 10 to 10 years before, you can able to download Microsoft Word, Excel, PowerPoint, these kind of applications individually, right? But right now, is it possible to download individually? If you try to download, it will be get download as Microsoft Office package. If you need or not, the entire package will be get downloaded. If you install, all will be get installed. If you don't need Word and PowerPoint, you need only Excel and Microsoft Teams. These two things also means you are not able to skip. You need to download the package and you need to use these two. Rest of the things will be get installed, but we will not use. But some 10 years before, if you need Word alone, you can download. Excel alone, you can download. PowerPoint alone, you can download. Rest of the things you no need to give importance. But now it is available as a package, right? So from R2 onwards, R2 architecture onwards, SAP also concentrated based on business suite. So they started to develop applications as a package. If you are planning to implement SAP R2 or R3 or ERP or S4 HANA, you will get it as a package. Basic functional modules and technical modules will be developed. If you need, you can do configuration for sales and purchase, but I will give it as a package only. I am not able to get it separately. I need only finance, I need only sales. Likewise, I will not give. I will give it as a business suite. If you need, you can use whatever the things that you need. Rest of the things don't use, but it will be installed, right? So that from this R2 onwards only it is called as business suite. So R2 is business suite 1, R3 is business suite 2, ERP based R3 is business suite 3. Now this S4 HANA is called as business suite 4. SAP business suite 4, S4 HANA. In short, it is called as SAP S4 HANA. Is a next generation business suite offered by SAP. If you take out, it is just another version of ERP. But SAP has evolved from R2 to R3 with different versions on R3, and then ERP has been implemented to R3. In that ERP based R3 is called as ECC. ERP central component is called as ECC. If you see previous version ERP based SAP, you will see ECC 6.2, ECC
Yes.
6.0, likewise EHP 7, EHP 5. Likewise, you will find that word ECC. ECC means ERP enabled central component application, which is based on R3. Now, the newer version is S4 HANA. This S4 HANA is now based on a new platform called HANA. The platform name is called HANA. S4 is the fourth business suite. Instead of using that R3, they are using S4. Actually, they need to use it as R4, but they skipped that R4 and they are using S4. Previously, based on that architecture, so that they are using R1, R2, R3. But now they are keen on their name. So that name has become standard. So that they have started using S from SAP and 4 for business suite 4, and this application is based on HANA platform, so it is S4 HANA. This S4 HANA platform is a now integrated platform. Previously, in this R3 or R2 or ERP, once implementation is done, after implementation, you are not able to integrate anything newly. When we are doing implementation, you need to plan what you need. After that, you cannot able to do. You have to re-engineer from first. The implementation will start from project preparation again. Okay, but now this S4 HANA platform is very flexible. It will allow multiple functionalities on top of it. For example, SaaS based applications. From SAP, they are also having some SaaS based applications like Concur, SuccessFactor, Fieldglass, Ariba, NetWeaver. Likewise, there are a lot of applications which will give you a solution for a particular individual activity, not as a business suite. That kind of SaaS based application also now you can able to integrate with ERP based S4 HANA with this application. You no need to do re-engineering, or you no need to do start implementation again if you need to add any of this SaaS based application. Do you have any idea about what is SaaS? Do you know about SaaS, what it's termed?
I say no, no,
SaaS means
no.
software as a service. For example, WhatsApp.
Okay. Software as service.
Yes. So with the help of that WhatsApp, we can only able to communicate, right? In any way, through message or voice call or video call. It will provide you a solution to communicate, right? Gmail. With the help of Gmail, you can only able to send and receive mails. Now we are using GoToMeeting, right? This GoToMeeting application is also a kind of SaaS based application
Yes, go to meeting.
which will help you to connect with multiple persons at a time through a meeting. Apart from that, I'm not able to watch any video, or I'm not able to do any PPT, or I cannot able to create any Word document with the help of GoToMeeting. So only one solution you will get it from that. For example, Adobe Reader. In Adobe Reader, you can only able to handle PDF. In PowerPoint, you can only able to handle PPT. In Excel, you can only able to handle worksheets. In Excel, can you able to create a PPT? Is it possible? No, right?
In Excel, no.
In Excel, we cannot able to create a PPT.
No, no, not possible.
We have to depends on PowerPoint. For example,
We can't.
if we need to send
Yes.
some money, we have to depend on Paytm or GPay or PhonePe, whatever it is, or through mobile banking. We cannot able to use Google, Gmail, or we cannot able to use YouTube or Skype to send money. So SaaS based application will give you a solution on a particular single activity. It will serve only one benefit to you. It will not give multiple benefits from one application. So that kind of applications is also available in SAP as a separate product. If some clients need on top of this HANA platform, now it is integrated. You can able to use that kind of applications also. And the main advantage of using HANA platform is in-memory database application platform. HANA is a in-memory database and application platform. What is in-memory database actually? In-memory database. It will pick the data and it will change into computer and machine language and then it will show you. But in-memory database, if I go to images, in-memory database, all will be get integrated with database. All are integrated database. You no need different layers. Data will be get accessed quickly. For example, best example, in your mobile, if you are using multiple applications at a time, okay.
Mm-hmm.
For example, best example. Now I have minimized my Skype, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I have minimized my PowerPoint, and I have minimized my Word. If, for example, if I'm opening this PC again, see automatically it is getting pop up, right? Immediately. For example, if I close the entire thing and I'll refresh. Now if I open, it will take some time. So your data will always be in cache memory. See, here my antivirus is running in background and Skype is running in background. For example, if I quit Skype, for example, if I open Skype again, now it will start from first. It will take some time to load. Okay. Now I closed it. Now I close it. Now I didn't close here. It is inactive. If I click Skype here, immediately it will show the screen. Why? Because my Skype is running in background. So that in-memory database is like that. It will always ready to work and it will have your data in his memory. It will always have the data in his memory. Every time it will not go to the database. So the data in our database will be get computed in memory and it will be get shared to the places where it need. But in traditional, these applications will go to the database and it will search and it will convert into machine language. All will happen. So in memory, it will always have the backup from the main data. So whenever you need, it will show. But in traditional database, always whenever you need, it will go to the database on the disk and it will search and it will find and it will show. Okay. So this is the main changes that we can see in S4 HANA platform. The traditional database is used in ERP R2, R3, ERP, all these things. But in S4 HANA platform, it is changed to in-memory database related platform. And also based on that in-memory database, we can able to do parallel processing, mass parallel processing. Previously, in older versions, you can able to run one program or one process at a time. You cannot able to do it multiple activities at a time like this. Okay.
Okay.
In older versions, if you are started one process, you have to wait till that process need to be get completed to start the next one. But with the help of this in-memory database, this technology is called as multi-tenant database. The system will allow you to process multiple datas at a time. You can able to add it in queue and based on the available resources, the system will split the capacity of the processor and available memory to all the process, and at the same time it can able to handle more than one process according to the resource. So when one process is getting completed, automatically this database will work efficiently, and it will use that freed space, and it will split it again, and it will share it to the working process again, so that you can able to do multiple process at a time, several data process at a time, so that all will have equal memory and all will have equal capacity, and it will be processed at a time. If you have any issue on any one process, it will get affect only that process, it will not affect others. But in traditional way, when you start one process, for example, if you are leaving office, okay, evening time, after work is done, you are starting one process, very big process. So if I start this process now, in that night time, there is no networking traffic, so it will run quickly. Tomorrow morning it will save some time, we can do some other work. Likewise, you are planning and you are starting one process, and you are leaving the office, make your system idle and leaving the office. If after 1 hour or 2 hours or 3 hours, if you find any error in that process, when you come next day, you can only able to see the 2 hours or 3 hours report, right? Correct.
Yes.
Rest of the time is
Yes.
waste. You have to rectify that error, and you have to start the process from again, you have to restart. But in this in-memory platform and multi-tenant database related HANA platform, you can able to queue 4 or 5 process at a time, so that when you come on next morning, you can see at least 2 or 3 processes will be get completed, any 1 or 2 process will be stopped due to error. So you can, your time will be get saved, your time will be get saved on that kind of things. You no need to spend again and again for the same process. In same time, you can able to finish 4 or 5 process. You have any issue on any 1 or 2, you need to spend time for 1 or 2 only. So once it is rectified, within 1 or 2 days, you can able to run 10 or 15 process at a time. But if you are in traditional way, you need to spend some time for each and every process individually. Once it is completed, you have to go for next one, then next one, next one. Likewise, it will be complex to access multiple process at a time. So this is one of the major advantage. And also, this HANA platform will support different structures, views and tables. And also it will have a new user interface called Fiori based user interface. We are using mobile and tablet kind of things as of now, right? Touch screen laptop with some advancement. So like mobile and tablet, in this Fiori
Yes, I'm
based
using it.
application, in Fiori based application, you will have all those icons, all those screens as a icon, touch icon. Simply you can touch and you can start posting entries. Instead of in traditional GUI, graphic user interface, you need to navigate from step by step screen, accounting, financial accounting, accounts payable, document entry, then F-22, F-48. Likewise, you have to navigate separately, right, for each and every activity. Instead of that, if you have all those icons like this,
Yes.
F-22, FBL5N, then FS00, FK01, FK02. Likewise, if you have all BP business partner, all if you have in screen itself, you can simply touch and work, right? That kind of user interface is also now available if you need. Traditional method is also still in use. Graphical user interface is also there, and at the same time, you can able to use Fiori based user interface if your system supports. So it will offers you multiple personalization related functionalities, as well as it will now, this S4 HANA platform will give different choices on deployment. In traditional method, in older update versions, you will have only on premises implementation. You are not able to work in cloud or anything, so hybrid or cloud. You need to implement SAP in your office premises, and you need to create the infrastructure, and you have to work. You are not able to use cloud kind of thing. But now SAP is providing different environment like cloud and on premises choices to the clients. Based on their budget, they can either go for cloud or they can go for on premises. At any point of time, they can able to switch over from on premises to cloud or cloud to on premises. Or if they are interested to use for some data, secure data on premises, for some things they need to use cloud, means they can go for hybrid choices also. So now SAP is giving choices to their clients. So this is the benefits of S4 HANA. Okay. What I will do, I will share you these materials, what I have done today. So actually, what is this? Mail belongs to
It's my
W
email.
WP.
No, that's just the name of the site. Wirtualna Polska. It's the shortcut of
Like
Wirtualna Polska, which means Virtual Poland.
okay, like Gmail in your country, you are having this WP.
Yes, yes, yes.